Good afternoon and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia and we have a wonderful keepsake book to show you today. Now, last week I created a video and we made some cards and we just introduced the keepsake book. However, today we're going to make it so that you will have all the instructions and materials and supplies needed to make this keepsake book. I think you're really going to like it. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Let me remind you what this looks like. Here's the one that we introduced last week. This is a keepsake book. And see, it opens up. You can put a gift card here if you make this pocket. And so we are going to make this today, but we are going to use a new stamp set, and the stamp set we're going to use is Gorgeous Posies. So the first thing you're going to need to do is create the cover. So let's go ahead and get the dimensions for that. I want to remind you that all the materials will be listed below this video, and if you want to head over to creativemomentsbyg.com to our blog, then you'll be able to see exactly how to make this. So the first thing we need to do is create the cover. So you need to cut a piece of paper that is 10 3/8 by 6 1/2, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring because this is the cover to the keepsake box. You're just going to score 4 3/4 on each side of your cover, and this is just going to give you the spine that you need. So turn it over and score again at 4 3/4, and if you crease those lines, you can see this creates the cover for your book. So let's go ahead and now create the box. You need to take a piece of paper that's 8 by 7 1/2, and we have a little bit of scoring that we need to do. And you need to be on the 8-inch side. So that's the longest side of this paper. And we are going to score at 3/4, 5 1/4, and 6. And now we're going to just turn it so that we can work with the other side. And we are going to score 3/4 on each side. Take it out, flip it, and just go ahead and score on the other side, 3/4. Now we can go ahead and put up our trimmer, and let's look at this box. Let's go ahead and crease all our score lines. That way I can show you what the box is going to look like. See, here's the box that's going to fit on the inside. So what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and turn it on this side where we have our little box, and we're just going to snip right up to that score line. Turn it over to the other side and snip it. Now you can go back in and just miter those edges just a little bit on the inside tab so that you don't have so much, right, that you're trying to glue. That's always a good idea. Okay, now we're going to turn it over to this side, and we are going to snip and snip right there, because we are going to bring those in, and we are just going to glue that just like that. And we want it on the outside of this. Okay, we're just going to fold them in and bring that side up to cover it. Just like that. Now we're going to do the other side. You can turn it upside down just like this and put glue just on these tabs. Fold those in, bring it just like this and hold it. Bring the small tab in and square it up and hold it, and then we're going to just fold this down just like this. Now we've created the box that goes inside your keepsake book. But let's go ahead and cover this right now. I cut a strip of paper that's 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I'm just going to lay this down with some of our multi-purpose glue. And now just let's look and see how that's going to fit. We'll be gluing the spine right onto the inside, and this will create our keepsake book. So we have to design and cover this, right? We need to mat it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I like to have rounded corners. So I'm just going to bring in my little punch and just punch those corners in so they're rounded. Let's put that to the side. Now I'm going to bring in a mat. Okay, and I cut this first mat. This will be the only mat that we have on the outside of our keepsake book, and it is 4.5 by 6 1/4. Now, we are going to use the posies, and we are going to create a sentiment that goes right across the middle. So I have cut about a 1 1/4 inch strip, and I'm going to center it with just a little bit of this press and seal, and I'm going to put it right in the center because I'm going to stamp our flowers, but I want the flowers to be on either side of the sentiment. Now I am going to use shaded spruce and rich razzleberry for the next part of this. And I am going to stamp using the posies. Just get that inked up, and I'm going to go ahead and place these over this strip that we have. Now I'm going to move into the leaves, and I'm going to use our shaded spruce. And I'm going to bring in the veins for the leaves, and I'm going to go ahead and use the shaded spruce as well. Okay. Now on these little dots that go inside the flowers, I think I'm going to get Blackberry Bliss. Okay, I'm just going to peel this mask off. I have a strip of paper cut that is 4.5, so it'll fit all the way across the mat, by 1.5. We're going to add this with some dimensionals in just a moment, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the sentiment that we're going to use, and we are going to use a sentiment from Bloom and Grow. And we're going to use You Are Simply Wonderful. Now I'm going to bring in some dimensionals for the back of this Blackberry Bliss. And I just put 5 dimensionals on it to give it support on the ends as well as in the middle. I'm going to line that up. And now I'm going to add some dimensionals on our sentiment. I always think it's nice to add a little bit of dimension around your sentiment, so I'm going to bring in some Blackberry Bliss. Okay, and this is going to be the mat to our keepsake book. Now let's go ahead and bring this in, and I'm going to put some glue here on this side and also on the back. And get that exactly where we need it. Just hold it. There we have our book to put our cards in, right? So now we're ready to go ahead and put this on, but we need to round these edges. And we are just going to lay this flat. Now here we have our keepsake box. So easy to put together. You simply add your cards, or you add maybe a cookie right in here. You can also decorate this side. I also created another one today using the posies. I used our plaid DSP and I used our new curvy lines. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Stampin' Up! Is coming out with these curvy lines that our customers can buy November 1st. If you're interested in getting these before they come out, maybe as your starter kit, you can become a demonstrator for Stampin' Up! So you can just go ahead and contact me and I'll give you all the details. But I love these curvy lines. They're so pretty. Both of these keepsake books do not have a pocket here, but let me show you how easy it is to make the pocket. We just added a pocket. You just glue the strip on top and you have a little pocket right here. So you add your cards in. Oh my goodness. And then we have, of course, our Christmas keepsake book. Which do you like best? I'm kind of partial to this one because I love the purple. I think it is so pretty and it was so easy to put together. Oh my goodness. Now you can add between 3 to 5 cards depending on the embellishments that you put on your cards. Thank you so much for stopping by today to check out how to make a keepsake book. I think they are so precious and just wonderful for cards or a cookie, and they just make that special gift to brighten someone's day. We hope that you were inspired a little bit, and we would certainly love you to subscribe or share our channel. We want you to go out and be safe and stay healthy and make sure that you're creative in your crafting, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.